Hey VC people, Matt here, and I thought I would finally get to finishing off the Beatles albums. I've got two to go, and it's been a while since I've done any of those. But taking the albums, which some other people had done on here, and just ranking the songs in order of my preference on whatever given album I'm addressing at that time. So finally, we get up to Abbey Road, and of course, you've all seen this. I don't know, you really need to see the cover. This is an old copy that I've had for decades. I've got a couple other copies, but that'll do because it's not like you haven't seen that. Anyway, so I had written out the list of songs and put them in order quite a while ago, but I did it at work and it sat up there on my desk for several months, and some people were wondering, since I'd done all the albums up to this point, when, if ever, I was going to do Abbey Road. Well, I'm going to do it today. So yeah, this one, just some quick background, came out September 26th of 1969, was sold 4 million copies in its first 2 months. I'm sure it's sold a few since. 12 weeks at number one in the United States, debuted at number one in England, stayed there for 11 weeks, Let It Bleed jumped up to number one for a week. That's the Rolling Stones, you know. And then the week after, Abbey Road jumped back up to number one for another 6 weeks, for a total of 17 weeks at number one in England. And at that point, Led Zeppelin 2 hit the number one spot. Of course, this is the album where, this is about the time period when all the Paul is dead rumors started circulating. So there's that aspect of things. And this one I can sort of kind of remember. I would have been 6 years old when this came out. I remember Beatles songs somewhat from being a little kid. Didn't really tune into them until about 73 for real tune into them, but I remember them, and I can remember some of these songs being around on the radio. Funny thing is, there's a shopping mall in Fort Worth called Seminary South, still around, got a different name, but I could swear forever I remembered hearing on TV and the radio a song with a jingle that went Seminary South, like Here Comes the Sun. Um, and then later on, I asked some people about it if they remembered that, and no one did. But years later, on a Facebook page, I remember Fort Worth Wind Facebook page, someone mentioned it. So that was good to know that that it actually happened, and it wasn't something I just imagined. But anyway, so yeah, I remember this one somewhat when it came out, and of course didn't really get into it and the Beatles for another, well, about 3-4 years, when I was about 9 years old. Um, anyway, this is what can you say, a great album. This is actually be my second favorite album in 1969, truth be told, but it's a great one nonetheless. So without further, let's get into the ranking of the songs. And I've got 17 songs on this because I broke down, thought about just doing the medley as one thing, but I broke it down into separate songs. So 17, Octopus's Garden, is a song that's, Ringo wrote and sang, kind of reminiscent of Yellow Submarine, a kid song in a way, kind of a gimmick song, or a kind of silly song. It's okay. I don't dislike it, but I never really even, and I can remember this when I was a little kid, when I was 6 or so, and I guess I thought it was okay then, but it's, it is what it is. It's nothing great, but it's okay. Number 16, Maxwell's Silver Hammer, which is a song that I think everybody in the band detested, with the exception of Paul, who wrote and sang lead on it. I just, it was one of the Beatles songs. There's only maybe 2 or 3 Beatles songs that I out and out don't like, but then there's a few that I don't really like or dislike, but don't go out of my way to listen to. Maxwell's certainly be one of those. So yeah, number 14, it's going to surprise some people maybe, but Oh Darling, I'm not sorry, number 15, I had done some rearranging here. Number 15, Oh Darling, another Paul song. Great vocal performance. He shouts and screams and delivers a great performance, but the song itself is, it's okay. I like it when it's okay. I don't know what else to say. Number 13, I Want You, She's So Heavy. Number 14, I'm not going to get this right because I changed this around right beforehand, but number 14, I Want You, She's So Heavy. Very heavy, almost heavy metal song. I like the ending. It's cool where it sounds like somebody pulled the plug out of the wall on your stereo. It's John song. It's kind of goes on too long, a little monotonous. Not a bad song, but it comes in at number 14. Uh, yeah, so number 13, this will probably surprise some people. Here Comes the Sun. Generally thought to be one of George's best. A lot of George songs, a lot of George Beatles songs that I prefer to that. It's again, it's okay. It's kind of, I don't, I don't know, fruity or something. It's just sort of too, I don't know. I like it. I was never crazy about it. Number 12, Her Majesty. Silly little snippet of a song. Kind of funny. I like the way that you expect the other chord on the guitar and you don't get it. There's not much to it. It's what, 20, 30 seconds long. Uh, it's a throwaway by all means, but it's okay. Um, so number 11, the other George song on here, Something. Love the bass line in the song. I like the song well enough. It's just not one of my favorites on the album. Number 10, Come Together. Lennon song. Like the drums on that. Good song. I don't know what else to say about it other than it's a great song. Number 9, I have Sun King. And here we're getting into the pretty much into the medley stuff. So Sun King comes in at number 9. Love Ringo's drumming in that, where he's working the kick pedal on the bass drum there. Number 8, Golden Slumbers, a McCartney song that's an old song from the 17, 1800s that he kind of rearranged and have great vocal on that. Number 7, She Came In Through the Bathroom Window. Number 6, Polythene Pam. Number 5, Mean Mr. Mustard, or Mean Mr. Mayo, as we all know him in the VC. Number 4, Because. It's great. Love the harmonies on that. That kind of takes you back to the days of This Boy, and yes, it is. The Beatle harmonies in the reprise of Sgt. Pepper. Number 3, Carry That Weight. Number 2, The End, because you get all the trading off on the guitar solos and the Ringo drum solo. It's just a great way to end the album. And number 1 for me on this album is You Never Give Me Your Money. So yeah, solid album. It's not my favorite Beatles album, but I do love it. And there you go. So I got Let It Be left to do, and I will do that someday.